So if you tell us again what you told us while you were sat in the audience.
I do get a lot of back pain, hip pains. I had scoliosis since I was a child, and I did wear a corset for 10 years, but it was okay from when I was younger. The pain came at a later stage in life, and it's just painful. Like when I wake up in the morning, when I go to bed throughout the day, it's just neck, back, wrists, fingers, ankles, a lot.
And also you said the second thing was?
Yes, I do get a lot of anxiety and palpitations, and it's been worse in the last 6 to 8 years since the menopause.
Okay, so we've got sort of a catch-22 situation here, in that the anxiety can cause the aches and pains in the joints, and the aches and the pains in the joints can cause anxiety, So we sort of got to pull both out at their roots to get a result. So let's see what happens. The surgeon said that this is easy. Which is great, isn't it? It's easy to fix. Okay, so when we have an aching joint, usually what's happening is there's either not enough energy in the joint. It's rare that there's too much. It's usually not enough energy in the joint, or you've got a build-up of something, some kind of toxin, waste material that's not come out. You know, like when you get like a muscle cramp. You know, it's not that you can't get the oxygen in, it's that you can't get the carbon dioxide out, And if you can imagine that on a small scale in your cells, every cell needs to get the good stuff in and get the stuff that needs releasing out. That's all we need to do. Now we're going to need 2 of those cups mixed together for Robin, please. All right, Robin needs more energy in her system. All right. This is a good way of looking at it. If somebody comes into my event with a condition, that condition has been caused by their thoughts, their energy, what they've eaten until this point, their ideas and beliefs until this point, their family situation, their work situation, everything has conspired to create that little snapshot of how they are. Now, as they come into the room, we give them the purple powder. That immediately starts to put some energy in. They start to see the show. Yep, brilliant, there we go. So she's getting like an extra teaspoonful. A teaspoonful is the regular dose for a person a day. So if you can knock that back. As you come into a group and then excitement starts to build, your own energy will start to go up. When you start to see some amazing healings, then your mind starts to open and think, oh, this might be possible. Yep, I'll take it away for you. And even better, this might be possible for me. That's like a doorway, okay? So on a physical level, for Robin to get better, every single cell needs to take in nutrition, get rid of the waste matter. And if we can get that happening within a system in the next few minutes, all the aches and pains in the joints are going to disappear. Now, as long as she keeps her energy up, doesn't go back to the old way of thinking or the old way of behaving, then the shift will be permanent. Now, any doctors here tonight? No, last night there was a GP at my show and she'd come to see me for the second time. Right, and that is amazing. I've only had 3 doctors ever. I think, is it 3? Or is it, no, it's 5 in the UK ever come to my events, but she's been back now twice. She's fascinated. Now, this is the thing for you, Robbie. Part of you has felt that life's been difficult. It's been hard. It's been a struggle, yeah? All right? So you've got to lose that idea. Life isn't hard. All right? If you tell yourself life is going to be hard, what's going to happen? It's going to be hard, and your body's going to get hard to deal with that battle. So it's not. Life is easy. Just try that, guys. Life is easy. Now, you might not believe it yet. If you don't believe it yet, then we've got to do something else with the words. All right. Let's try this one. This is my belief. It's my personal belief. It serves me well. I believe that everything that happens for me happens for my highest good. Yeah, if something happens that I don't want it to happen, either it's repayment for karma for something I did not right in the past, could have done better, or there's something I have to learn, or I need to be brought down a peg because my head's getting too big. I absolutely believe that everything that happens is for my highest good. How does that feel for you, Robin? Could you accept that? Yeah, what's happening for you?
I feel very tired, but I feel very emotional.
Feel very
almost
emotional.
like I listen what you're saying, and it's
Yeah.
just very hard to believe. But yes.
Yes.
I know.
But you like to believe that.
Intellectually, I understand and believe it, but it's
You've got
not
to believe
going.
it in your
It's
core.
not, yeah.
No. So she believes life is a struggle, and that's why she's holding on to all this pain. Okay, but life isn't a struggle. Life isn't a struggle. So I've got to find a way through that. So one way is that everything that happens to me is for my highest good. You can believe that one. If that works for you, hold on to that. That's a really high order belief. It will change your life dramatically. Let me explain. So there's a different way of explaining it. Right, remember playing rounders? All right, and sometimes you just hit that ball and it just goes, wow, it's like, wow, and you weren't trying. Other times you're trying really, really hard and it won't work. All right, when we try really, really hard at a relationship to lose weight with our finances, it doesn't work. Trying really, really hard, that struggle energy works against us. Yeah? When we're not really trying, all of a sudden the relationship works. All of a sudden finances improve. Yeah? So it's about dropping the struggle. Yeah? Can you drop the struggle? Yeah, if you can drop the struggle, if you can decide, right, here and now I'm going to drop the struggle, a lot of this pain's going to go. It was a few years ago for me, it's about 5 years ago, I suddenly realised I'm going to drop the struggle. I found it in here, it was about the size of a 50p piece, and I just threw it. I just decided I'm not going to struggle anymore, no matter what happens in life, whether it's an up, whether it's a down, I'm just going to do my best, but I'm not going to struggle anymore. If that works for you, accept that, your life will change. Just refuse to struggle anymore. Still do your best, but don't struggle. Let loose the struggle. Now the other thing that's happened for Robin within here has been, why me? And I see that a lot with people that I'm working with, particularly with cancer, that have got a terminal condition. They will want to know, why me? Why have I got this and my twin sister hasn't? Or, and here, why has she got this level of pain when other people her age who haven't looked after their bodies as well aren't in pain? Yeah? It must have puzzled you at times. Why is it?
I used to ask that question actually when I was little because of the scoliosis, but
Yeah.
not recently.
No, so that's the
It
scoliosis.
must
why
be
me?
it must
Okay.
be an old thought. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to tell you something. It's my perception on scoliosis. It might not be the absolute truth. I work on scoliosis mostly on teenage girls between the ages of 12 to 19. Usually that's where I work on them, yeah, with massive, percentage degrees of curvature. And I've had really good results. It seems to me, and we've got to go back, that this is going back to you as a girl, not as you are now as a woman. It's to do, in my experience, with the sexual energy coming in and the girl getting unwanted attention and not knowing what to do with the sexual energy, not knowing what it is or how to channel it. We don't teach our young girls. We teach them the mechanics of the sex act and to use a condom, but we don't teach them about sexual energy. So I'm going to give you guys a lesson in something that hopefully you'll tell your girls. Men flow sexual energy through the base chakra. It's easy for them to get turned on. They see something in a skirt, they're ready for business. We as women, we flow our sexual energy through the second chakra, the sacral center. We want to feel emotionally attached to a person, and then we can start to get aroused, okay? Some women in our society have learned to flow the sexual energy just through the base chakra. They can jump into bed with a different fella every night. But what happens is during the sexual act, energies are transferred to the female. You can pick up that person's energy at the deepest possible level. Unless you really want to be like that person you're sleeping with, it's not a good idea. What we need to do as a species is we need to get the guys learning to flow their sexual energy through that second chakra up. And the benefit for all of us if we do that is, as a couple, you can then have the orgasm through all the chakras coming out the top of the head, Otherwise, the orgasm will get restricted to the genitals, and it's not nearly as fulfilling as one that goes out through the top of your head. And wouldn't it be nice if somebody had taught you that when you were younger?
Yeah.
Well, why did we not talk about this stuff? So that'll be going out on YouTube. It might go viral. Who knows? My kids will be mortified that Mummy's talking about sex. But, you know, there are things we need to talk about, I feel, to young ladies that they're not going to know. And so, yeah, they are going to feel bad if they flow sexual energy through the base chakra. They're not designed to do that. They then pick up all that emotional garbage from their sexual mate. The guys don't. Yeah, the woman is the receptacle. You're picking up all their emotional stuff. You're picking up all their baggage. You feel like rubbish the night afterwards. That's why, ladies. Yeah? And so linking this with scoliosis, if a young girl, you know, starts to develop breasts and she's getting unwanted attention and the shoulders hunch, and before you know it, they're not holding themselves right anymore, yeah? And so there's things we need to do for our young girls to help them feel safe as they go through puberty. God bless. Right, now, what's happening for you, Robin? What can you feel happening?
I just feel like energy here.
Yep.
Here.
In there, cool. All
I
right.
mean, I'm hot, but
Hot,
yeah, that
yes.
could just be menopause.
No, I think that's the healing. We've had a few shows. I mean, this room's quite warm, but yeah, the energy, healing energy's hot. Right, I'm going to get you to walk around. Just notice how you feel. The next better?
Yeah.
Right, so let's have a rundown. So the next feeling better. How's the back feeling?
It feels much looser.
Feels much looser. Now, I've still got to do more work, so if you could just stand here, looking this way. That's it. Yep. Awesome. Now, one of the things we need to do more of, guys, is dance. Most cultures of the world have some form of dance, because when you're dancing, you release a discharging energy through your feet. You're getting some good exercise. It's good socially as well. Bring back dancing.
Yes.
Yeah, don't you reckon?
Mm.
Yeah. Now, while I'm working on your shoulders, the surgeon is saying to tell you, you are not responsible for anybody else's happiness. You are responsible, however, for your happiness, for making decisions that make you feel happier. And this is true for everybody in the room. Your responsibility is to make choices that move you towards what makes you feel truly happy. Not what you think is going to make you happy short term, but a deep, fulfilled happy from the heart centre, heartfelt desires, not ego desires. So I'm just going to give you my interpretation of an ego desire of the head and a heartfelt desire. An ego desire is usually to want something, to want some status, want a particular car or a house or a partner or children. You're wanting something in that world out there. You think you can add to you. You can't add to you. You're spiritual beings. Nothing can be added to you. Whereas a true heartfelt desire is about how I want to express myself in the world, how I want to feel, how I want to contribute. Yeah? I have complete autonomy over that. I've got complete autonomy over how I show up in the world and how my energy is, rather than this grasping, thinking I can grasp the thing and then I'll feel happy. No. Decide who you want to be in here, start expressing it, and then some of those material things will flow to you, sure as eggs is eggs, because you're bringing through a higher frequency energy. But if you go after the material things, you'll miss the most important thing, which is this, who you are in here. I call this the kingdom of heaven. And I knew I'd got the kingdom of heaven inside of me as a kid. I knew it. I didn't understand why the grown-ups didn't know it. But they'd all lost themselves in the world, in that interesting world. Right, Robin, walk around a little bit more. Have a bit of a stretch again, see how that feels.
Yeah, my hands are better.
Yeah!
My fingers are just, yeah.
Isn't that cool?
I feel 10 years younger.
Excellent.